Hey everyone! Have you ever written an email and thought, this sounds a little stiff? Well, today we're going to totally fix that. We're going to upgrade your informal writing so it sounds real, natural, and super friendly. You know, just like how you'd actually talk to your friends. Let's dive right in.
So, let me ask you this. Does your writing ever sound like it was written by a robot? Don't worry, it's a super common thing. We all learn the formal, proper rules of English, but that can sometimes make our friendly messages sound a bit, well, unnatural.
Okay, just look at this difference. On one side, we have, I do not think I will be able to attend. I mean, it's correct, but it's totally robotic. Now, look at the other side. I don't think I'll be able to make it. See that? It feels friendly, it feels natural, it feels real. Today, we're going to learn 3 simple upgrades to get you from that robotic-sounding text to the real human-sounding one.
All right, let's get into our first upgrade. And honestly, it's the easiest one to get the hang of. Using contractions. Seriously, this is the absolute foundation for making your writing sound way more relaxed and friendly. So what exactly are contractions? They're just short forms of words. You basically squish 2 words into one, like do not becoming don't. And here's a tip. In any informal writing, whether it's an email to a friend or even in an exam, using contractions is key. It actually shows the examiner you know how to switch your tone and sound friendly. Now, real quick, let's talk about a few common mistakes to avoid. The biggest one, not using contractions at all. That's what makes writing sound way too formal. A couple other little traps are putting the apostrophe in the wrong spot or getting its and its mixed up. So the goal is to use them, but make sure you're using them correctly. All right, it's time to practice our pronunciation. This is super important. I'll say the full words, then the contraction. I want you to repeat the contraction right after me. Ready? I am becomes I'm. Now you try it in the sentence. I'm really happy about it. Perfect. Next up, I have becomes I've. For example, I've already finished. I will becomes I'll, as in I'll call you later. You are becomes your. Try this. You're gonna love this. And you have becomes you've, like in you've done a great job.
Awesome. Let's keep that rhythm going. Keep repeating after me. We are becomes we're. For example, we're planning a trip. We have becomes we've. Try saying we've been busy. They are becomes they're. For instance, they're waiting outside. It is becomes it's, like in it's getting cold. And do not becomes don't, as in don't forget to reply.
Excellent work. Here's our final set. Let's finish strong. Did not becomes didn't. For example, I didn't know that. Cannot becomes can't, as in I can't believe it. Okay, now listen closely to these last 3 because they are so common. Should have becomes should have. Try this. You should have called earlier. Would have becomes woulda. And finally, could have becomes coulda.
Okay, now it's your turn. Go ahead and pause right here and give it a shot. Try to write 5 simple, friendly sentences using 5 different contractions from the list we just practiced. This is really how you make that knowledge stick.
Ready for upgrade number 2? Let's talk about phrasal verbs. These are like a secret key to sounding less like a textbook and way more like a native speaker. They help connect your ideas in a really natural, flowing way.
Let's practice these together. I want you to repeat the phrasal verb right after I say it. Got it? Okay. First one, hang out. This just means to spend time with someone. For example, we hung out after school. Next up, cheer up. This means to become happier. That message cheered me up. Now, calm down means to relax. Show up. This one means to arrive. And find out, which means to discover something.
You're doing a great job. Let's keep it up. Repeat after me, look after. This means to take care of someone or something. I'll look after your dog. Next, catch up. This means to update each other on what's been happening. Let's catch up soon. And then we have run into, meaning to meet someone unexpectedly. Try out, which means to test something. And turn up. This one can mean to appear or even to increase the volume on something.
And here are our last 5. Just notice how often you probably hear these in everyday conversations. Repeat after me. Figure out, meaning to understand or solve something. I finally figured out the answer. Next one. Give up. This means to stop trying. Don't give up yet. Now, look forward to. This is when you feel excited about something in the future. Pick up, meaning to collect something or to learn a new skill. And finally, go through, which means to experience something, usually something difficult.
Fantastic work. Now, it's your turn to practice this new skill. I want you to choose any 5 phrasal verbs from our list and write 5 short, friendly sentences. This is really going to help lock them into your memory for good.
Okay, are you ready for our third and final upgrade? It's time for idioms. So, if contractions are the foundation and phrasal verbs are the structure of our friendly writing, then idioms, well, idioms are the personality. Using these well gives you a massive fluency boost.
So here's the most important thing to remember about idioms. You can't guess the meaning just by looking at the individual words. For example, break the ice has absolutely nothing to do with actual ice. But when you learn them and start using them correctly, wow, your writing instantly sounds so much more confident and authentic. Let's learn a few together. Same drill as before, repeat the idiom after me and really listen to the meaning. First up, over the moon. This just means you're incredibly happy. I was over the moon when I won. Next, a piece of cake. This means something is super easy. The test was a piece of cake. Now, out of the blue, which means completely unexpectedly. Break the ice. That means to make a situation more comfortable. And hit the books, which is a cool way of saying to study hard.
You are doing so well. Let's keep this going. Repeat after me. In hot water. This means you're in trouble. He got in hot water for being late. Next, under the weather. This is a great natural way to say you're feeling a little sick. I am a bit under the weather today. Now, on cloud 9. This is another fantastic way to say you're extremely happy. Blow off steam, meaning to release stress or frustration. And in the same boat. This means you're in the exact same situation as someone else.
And let's wrap up our list with these last 5. These are all incredibly useful. Repeat after me. Take it easy. This just means to relax. Take it easy and get some rest. Next up, keep an eye on, which means to watch something carefully. Could you keep an eye on my bag? Now, at the last minute, meaning just before it's too late. Once in a blue moon, which means very, very rarely. And finally, the cherry on top. This is that final, perfect thing that makes a good situation even better. Okay, for idioms, let's try something a little different to help you remember them. I want you to choose 3 of them, and for each one, write a tiny 2-sentence story. This really helps you remember the meaning because you're putting it into a real context. Go ahead and pause here and give it a try.
You know, this brings us to a really important idea. Building your vocabulary really is your superpower. The more natural, everyday words and phrases you know, the more confident and expressive you're going to feel when you write. And now it is time to bring everything we've learned together. We've just covered 3 really powerful upgrades for your writing. So let's put all of those new skills to the test with one final practice challenge. So here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. I want you to try all 3 of the practice activities we've done today. Write 5 sentences with contractions, then 5 with phrasal verbs, and finally, create those 3 little mini-stories using idioms. Trust me, this is the best way to make these skills a permanent part of your writing toolbox.
You did an amazing job today. Before you go, I want you to think about this. What's the very first new phrase from today that you're going to use in your next email or message? The absolute key is to start using these skills right away. The more you practice, the more your writing will stop sounding like a robot and start sounding like, well, like you.